In this video, I want to take you through how a video gets from the concept phase, the processing phase, to the delivery phase, to when you see on YouTube. Let's get into it. It all starts with an idea, a concept, something I think of. A video doesn't just happen out of nowhere. It all stems from an idea. That idea gets written into Apple Notes and transferred into Notion. Sometimes the video will get written directly into Notion if I'm on the laptop or the phone or my iPad at the time. Notion is where I keep all my brainstorming, and it was recommended by Jacqueline Nothing But Tech.
Notion is the app that handles most of my workflow, so it's where I plan out these videos, keep track of big goals for Nothing But Tech, and also plan and organize the podcast. And
I've been using it ever since. The idea gets broken down. I write down what equipment I need for the shoot, how much time the shoot will take, what editing software I'll need for it, and if there's any fancy motion graphics or anything like that needed. The idea then goes into the scripting phase. I've been doing a lot more scripted content lately. That is because it cuts down on file sizes, because the files are actually smaller, because the videos take less time to record. I then also have to think about what am I going to say in the video, because an idea is just one thing. It's a title. It doesn't tell me everything. Well, that is all done in the Notion phase, the scripting phase. There's a section for the concept. There's a section for all the notes that I want to bring in. You know, if there's any articles that I'm going to be referencing in the edit, I stick them in that Notion file. So that way I can refer back to those when I'm getting B-roll or cutaway shots. I can get screenshots of those websites and put them in to the NLE timeline, which we'll get to. Next we get into the recording phase. Like I said before, I'll have had a record of what equipment I'll need, how long I'll need to film it, and if there's any B-roll shots or any specific things like that. Say now if I'm doing a review of something like a camera lens, I'll be getting B-roll shots of the camera lens beforehand. So a review normally takes about a week to put together between filming, editing, and scripting. Sometimes the script itself might take a week, because I want to be so in depth with it, and the script can go through 3 or 4 revisions before the final phase. Next, after I film the video, it comes into the processing phase. This processing phase means that any motion graphics that need to be made should be made at this point. Any sound effects or music that should be needed in this phase should be gotten, and any other assets should have been gotten by this point. I also take the footage from the camera, so say the footage that you're seeing now, I put that into my timeline and I set it to a 24 frames a second timeline. That way, I have a 24 second timeline, I have a 24 frames per second clip here, and of course, I also need to add an adjustment layer to my assets bin, so that way I can do my color grading separately from the original clips. That way I'm not color grading each clip separately. Next, after all that is done, I have all my assets imported. I have all my clips installed into the timeline. Then I go through and I do my rough cut of the A-roll. I just go through and I just cut out all the dead air, which is why you see so many jump cuts. I like to hide these jump cuts with B-roll where possible, and I also like to do voiceovers where possible, because this will allow me to focus more on the B-roll aspect, which I really enjoy. Next, when I have all that done, I export as a 4K file and I set it as the preset which I use, and that's pretty much it really. Nothing too complex there. I export, and then comes the thumbnail. So recently I've been switching away from doing them on my iPad Pro to doing them on my laptop in Photoshop. Now Photoshop has its advantages and disadvantages. I can't use my Apple Pencil, which I was very comfortable using with my iPad Pro for masking things and that kind of thing, but I got around that, and my iPad Pro, still very useful. I actually do edit some of my thumbnails still on the iPad Pro, but for the most part, it's still my laptop now. So my laptop actually runs the entire show nowadays, which is pretty good. Now, then comes, after I've done the thumbnail, I title the video and I upload it. And that's how I make content, specifically by using Notion. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, like button, subscribe, comment down below, or join the Discord where we can discuss this further. My name is Connor, and I'll catch you next one. Goodbye.